Hi there. So apparently it turns out very many people have been wanting to understand or have a glimpse of an idea what the Abuja Master Plan is all about. Particularly those who are not within the city of Abuja or those who operate even in the real estate space will have little or no idea of what it is all about. So right here we have the Abuja Master Plan, and for the sake of this video, there are a little bit of printing errors with this very map. So what I'll be explaining using the color codes here and the descriptions here. And I want you to pay attention. Perhaps at the end of this video, you should be able to have an idea or two of what the Abuja Master Plan is all about. And for the purpose of this video, is for the sake of investors. Say you're trying to buy properties within the city of Abuja, but are a bit confused where to go into buying properties for you to be able to get a very good return on investment. So I believe these will help you better understand. So now Abuja, like I've always said, the development of Abuja is in 5 phases. Abuja being the Federal Capital Territory, there is a difference between the Federal Capital Territory and then the Federal Capital City, which I am going to explain as time goes on in subsequent videos. So for the sake of this video today, we're going to be talking about the city of Abuja now, the Federal Capital City, and what it looks like with the development, infrastructural activities and all. So starting from the phase 1, as you can see with the color here, and then what it's termed as is mature city. When we talk about places like Maitama, we talk about places like Wuse, Wuse 1, Wuse 2, and the rest of them. We have Garki, we have Asokoro. Now, these are known as the oldest, developed parts of Abuja, particularly Maitama and Asokoro. That is where development literally started in Abuja. And if you've been seeing images of how construction started in Abuja, there are some images flying around where you see maybe Transcorp Hilton sitting in the midst of an undeveloped, location, like in the midst of bush, literally. That is where we have Transcorp Hilton actually is located within Maitama, and then we have Asokoro, where Aso Rock, the seat of the president, is located. Asokoro is just linked to Maitama; they are closely linked to each other actually. Then we have Garki, where most civil servants of then, started from. Literally, we have till today we still have a lot of old houses within Garki. Garki, that's where we have Area 1, Area 2, Area 3, and the likes of others. Then we have Wuse, as you know. Wuse is also another very old district within the city of Abuja. So these 4 locations are termed as mature city because literally this is where the development within the city of Abuja started from. Now we talk about phase 2. And sorry, for the sake of investment, if you are looking to have investments around Maitama, Wuse, Garki, it is still possible. But the truth now is having properties around this place may be, maybe quite high, literally. Expensive to buy, but you can also sell. But now let me tell you this. For the sake of investment, time is money, literally. So if you really want to go into an investment where you will buy and sell, and you're looking to buy and sell quickly, I can tell you for a fact that Maitama, Asokoro, Garki, or Wuse may not be the best choices for you, because with locations like this where prices are, the cost of lands, cost of houses are a bit pricey, you get to streamline your audience, or will I say your market, to get to make it narrower as against places that the prices are a little bit less and you have a lot of people that can afford them. So if you have the resources, if you have the money, and you feel like places like this are where you want to go to, where you can buy maybe a unit of house or something for over 500 million and all of that, and then have them sold within a short period of time to people of such class and caliber who will be able to afford it, then it's a good choice for you. The phase 2 is we call them established zone. Recaf Nigeria Limited, the office of Recaf actually is located within the phase 2 of Abuja, which is Jabi. We have Jabi, we have Uye, we have Katampe, we have Idu. These locations are also very developed. They are fully developed. When I say fully developed now, I mean in terms of infrastructures, talking about roads, drainage systems, electricity, and the likes of others. So Jabi is well developed, Uye is well developed, Katampe is well developed, Idu is well developed, and still you can still acquire properties around these locations. Yes, it's pricey, like I said, for the phase one. It may not be as expensive as properties within the phase one, but it is still quite expensive. The good thing is you can invest in places like this and still get very good return on investment. Now we have the phase three, which we term as sweet spots. So apparently it was repeated twice, So phase three is called sweet spot because most people acquire properties within this phase three and they still get very good return on investment. We're talking about places like Warimpa, talking about places like Lokoguma, talking about places like Galadimawa. Now we sold there was an estate at Recap that we sold somewhere close to Lokoguma, talking about Kabusa now. There was a time when we launched and we're selling properties around Kabusa, which also still falls within the sweet spots of Abuja's development. Getting properties around this side is still not, on the bad side. Properties, there are places you can get around these locations that are still quite affordable. Okay, you can get around these locations; they are quite affordable, and you can get very good return on investment on them. We have the phase four now, which is the expansion zone, and I tell you, if you are looking to acquire properties within Abuja and have massive return on investment within a very, very short period of time, then your focus should be within phase four and phase five. Now let's look at the locations that are within phase four. We have Karasana, right? And we have some parts of Idu still. Phase four, there was a time we launched the EcoView estate in Karasana, and that estate sold out within 2 weeks, literally, as a matter of fact. For something to sell very fast tells you one thing, that is a very juicy spot, particularly for investors. So Karasana is one place where many investors today are trooping into because of the massive infrastructural activities going on in there. So Karasana is more like the extension of Gwarimpa. Some people call it Gwarimpa East or Gwarimpa South. So Karasana is not a bad location to have an investment, a landed property or a house, because trust me, Abuja is, one very funny place. Today you look down on a place, tomorrow you go there, you don't recognize the place anymore. So Karasana and Idu, extension of Idu, particularly because of the train station, the presence of infrastructure, the presence of construction and industrial activities happening in Idu makes Idu to appreciate very fast as well. Now, for those who are very smart, they say the rule of investment is buying cheap and selling very high. So if you really, really want to play the game of investors, the investors game, and sit on the table of investors, then your area of focus should be here within the phase five. And where is this should be here within the phase five, and where is this part of Abuja? We're talking about places like Kiami, we're talking about places like Lugbe, we're talking about literally the airport road axis. So that is where Kuje falls into, that is where Lugbe falls into, that is where Kiami falls into. We have Piakasa and the likes of others. Now, the airport road axis before now have been existing, but less attention with regards to infrastructure has been paid. Like, they've paid less attention to that part, particularly inside of the districts, talking about places like Kuje before now. But I can tell you that Kuje currently, to start with, has a fully developed expressway leading into Kuje town with even street lights on the streets. That only tells you something, that if you don't align yourself now to this phase five development of Abuja, you may not be able to any moment now or in the nearest future, because Kuje properties around that place is already seriously appreciating. So if you're watching this video and you're yet to make a decision, my advice to you is to quickly make a decision as fast as you can to acquire properties, particularly within this place, because locations around the phase five are not as expensive as locations around phase four. Likewise, phase four is not as expensive as phase three or phase two or phase one. So if you are, depending on your level of income, you feel you have that kind of income to go into phase one, then fine, it's really good, because Abuja being what it is today is as a result of development. And if you don't align yourself, even now that Abuja is still developing, you may not be able to again. So the phase five development of Abuja at Recaf Nigeria Limited, were very intentional about getting properties within this location, so as for people who don't have the resources to go into the phase one, phase two, phase three, or even phase four of Abuja's development could be able to key into the phase 5 and still get a very good return on investment. So at phase 5, we have two major estates there. We have the Grey City Estates, and then we are also invested in the Hutu Abuja project, the popularly known Hutu Abuja project. So you can reach out to us to inquire more about our Grey City Estate, which is for those who want to key into land banking. You want to buy a piece of land and leave it for 3 years, leave it for 4 years, leave it for 5 years, as the case may be, before you begin development, then Grey City Estate is the place for you. You want to buy a piece of land in a place where, let's say, 1 year you can start your infrastructure, you can start your building literally, and looking at completing it within 2 years at max, then Hutu Abuja is a place for you. So reach out to us at Recap Nigeria Limited. I'm believing and I'm hoping that the short lecture I've taken on the Abuja Master Plan at least will give you a glimpse of what the development of Abuja feels like. So how do I make more inquiries about us? By calling or chatting, reaching us through the phone number showing in the caption of this video, just below this video, to make more inquiries. And if you want to, book for a site inspection to visit any of our sites, we are fully open for that by visiting our office at Suite D7, 3rd floor, Kuriftu Plaza, just at Jabi, Abuja. I'll be more than happy to host you, more than happy to have you within our office. And until then, it's bye for now.